Okay guys, so the first FC26 patch is out, and this is always an interesting one because this is normally the patch that everybody hates and it makes the game a whole lot worse. So we're going to be jumping in and seeing what the changes are, whether I notice any difference at all. The thing it's meant to be changing is nerfing low driven shots a little bit, improving the attacking AI support and positioning, and then a few other bits. But the main way I like to do this is we just jump in and see firsthand, whether I can feel any differences. So do me a favour, leave a like if you enjoy this style of video. Comment your thoughts down below. Do you think it's changed? What's going on in your opinion? And subscribe for more. But let's get into the video. If you're looking for the cheapest FC26 coins to build your super team, then look no further than MMOEXP.com. You can use code JambooUK for 8% off the already cheapest coins. Okay, so I'm actually going to go into my Division 2 rivals. You guys can see my team on the screen here. Let me tell you now, this game is going to be very sweaty. Like, there is a 0% chance that we match somebody who isn't a beast at this point in Division 2. So it's going to be difficult, which is a good way to test the game. I'm going to have to lock in. So if it's not like 100% of the time interactive, I apologise. I'm going to speak and give my thoughts as much as possible. But I am actually going to have to sit forward and try at this level. Because at the minute, Division 2, it may as well be the top of the Elite Division. Or what that would normally be. It is tough. But as soon as we get into this game, we'll jump straight in and try and see, whether I can feel any differences. Because I've played a lot of rivals, and I'm going to be able to tell, straight off the bat, whether this game has changed, like, for the better, for the worse, or not at all. So, cut to me when we've actually managed to find a game. Okay, so we've finally found a game. I'm not joking, that's taken about 20 minutes. I don't know what is going on. I think it's because there's barely anybody that's even made it to Division 2. So like I say, we're going to have to lock in here. But, I want to give my honest opinion on this gameplay and just see what it's like. It's a good tester at this level because anybody in here, it's going to be a good game. I'm hopefully going to be able to feel that if there's any differences and stuff like that straight away. And I'll try and give you guys a few pointers as well. So I tend to offside trap from the start straight away. You've got to try and do whatever you can, to get that defense sort of woken up. Because if you don't, you're in a lot of trouble. But the defensive AI actually seem to step in there with the second man press well and tackle. I'm not sure they normally do that too much. So, it's early days, but like a potential change in there. I don't know whether they would have made, the defensive AI differently because it wasn't really in the patch notes. It was only the attacking. But, in my experience, EA definitely are known to change things without them being in the notes, in my opinion. So here we're going to try and recycle the ball to the edge, try and test his defense out. Just shield in there, play a little ball over the top. Ambitious, a bit more power on the header, and that actually could have gone over. Here we're going to use another offside trap. He's never going to be able to get in there with Modric. He's always going to have to try and recycle. Have to be super careful here. We'll step in and make the tackle. The defending's feeling pretty similar. Once you get used to it, you actually can sort of defend on this game. The issue with it is your players drop so deep naturally, no matter what depth and stuff like that you're on. And that's what causes a lot of the issues, alongside the jockeying being slow, of course. I just think in general, the attacking AI on this game is like a lot smarter than the defensive, and that sort of makes it very difficult at times. Done really well there, to be fair. Taking our time here, we'll send Beasley on a run with L1, and so far not much has changed. We've obviously got to test the low driven shots because that is one of the things that was actually in the patch notes. So I'm interested to see, sort of how that goes. But a pretty bang even game so far, and I'm not really noticing too much difference in the core gameplay. Got to make sure that we don't give any easy pass up here. Step in, make the tackle. We got absolutely rigged there. And I mean, there's an example. I feel like before that actually might have flown in with Haaland. So the fact it's gone wide, that is one of the things that was in the patch notes. Basically, if you put over 2 bars of power onto a low driven, the shot is going to be more random now and not just flying in every single time. I'm not sure whether I thought it was a big issue or not, to be honest. I would have been fine with it just being the way it was, but it's fine. You know, if people thought they were too overpowered, it's whatever. Got to be careful here to not let Haaland in. So we're marking him, trying to stay on him, and he's never going to get that pass off with his weaker foot. Just not happening. Taking our time in the build-up here. We'll use a driven pass. Messi, oh, so unlucky. We went for the double tap, which is super effective. And a lot of the time, that just does fly through to the attacker. We'll have to recycle here because we're under a lot of pressure. Just taking our time in that build-up again. But so far, the game's feeling pretty much the same, which I'm absolutely fine with. Like I say, I do want to test the low-driven. See, you know, whether that's still really consistent. Hopefully, we will get the opportunity. I'm sure we will. Taking our time here. A little player lock. And now from here, we're trying to work the ball back towards the edge of the box and get something going from there. João Neves, what a player, by the way. Beautiful. Low driven, and yeah, that has definitely changed, because before that would at least force the keeper into a save, whereas it's actually flown wide there. So that is something that's definitely changed. I don't know how I feel about it, man. I don't mind the finishing just being consistent. If there's a way that you can get into the box and consistently just put the ball into the back of the net, I think if anything that's pretty good for the game. So I'm not really too sure, you know, how I feel about that, because it weren't an awful position there. Like, we were a bit off balance, I guess, but Messi, oh my god. Okay, I'll tell you again, like, that is a crazy save. So I'm hoping that that isn't something that's changed, because if you're in the box in that sort of area, like, I know the angle was a bit weird, but I feel like, you know, I want those chances to be going in. Driven pass there. Oh, went for the Elastico. That's good defending from the opponent. We're going to have to mark Haaland here using that second man press. And we've got to make sure that we don't give it anything easy up. Bring in the keeper. And yeah, man, that's frustrating, because we've had two chances from sort of close inside the box, and they've not gone in. And then the opponent gets one counter, and he manages to score his. So frustrating, but you know, there is a long time left in the game. Hopefully we can get another clear-cut opportunity soon. Got Vitinha here, who's insane on the ball, man. So good on the ball. Is she offside? Yes, she is. Sad times. I wanna get like a decent low-driven shot opportunity where I'm not under loads of pressure, just to see if that's going to fly in like it normally would. Oh, this Beasley is rapid, by the way. Recycle. Into James. Unlucky. I was hoping it would go through the defender's legs or something there. Bit of R1 dribble. Recycle. These double taps, something has changed with that, I'm telling you, because they're normally like, the defenders just don't normally get near them. Unless this guy's just like defending insane, but I don't know, man. It feels a little bit different there for sure. Got to make sure that we don't leave Haaland free. We can deal with that all day. Let's see if we can work something sort of down the line. We'll pass into Messi and then bang. Beautiful. I love that incisive pass, man. Recycle. We'll go back to the edge again. Vitinha. Little 1-2. Using that R1 dribble where possible. Messi. And there we go. Okay. Low driven on his weak foot. You take it. It's good play from us. As long as they're going in consistently, I'm going to be pretty happy, because there needs to be a consistent way of scoring. There's nothing I hate more than when EA nerf stuff so much into the ground that like nothing works anymore. Like, that is the last thing you want on this game. So, you know, the fact that that's going in like on his weaker foot, it's a position where, you know, with a player like that has good shooting, that should go in. So I'm happy with that for sure. We'll recycle back into the middle, pop it into Messi. I love his dribbling on this game, by the way. It was the one thing I was praying wouldn't happen with this update, that they mess with any of that sort of thing, because I think the way the game sort of feels right now, it's really good, man. It's so responsive, and It's just fun to play. Playable in there. Try and get some work going down the line. It's so bad from me, that. It's because it's on the weaker foot, which I guess makes sense. Got to make sure that we're marking. Really good defending. What I will say is my defence doesn't seem to be dropping like as naturally deep. So I don't know whether that's something that's changed here. The core gameplay itself feels pretty similar. But, I mean, this is a low-scoring game, right? Normally, a lot of my games are, like, 6-all and stuff like that. And it's not because they've made the game, like, boring or anything here. Like, it's responsive. It feels similar. Messy on the low-driven. See, there. That would normally fly in. So these low-driven shots have definitely been changed. I think you need to be hitting them, like, not under pressure. That seems to be the way here. Oh, if that pass got off, we were in a really, really good situation. We will offside trap again, just try and raise that line. Got to stay on Haaland here, that is the priority. And we've defended really, really well, to be fair to us. Pop the ball into Messi. First time ball over, that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh, it deserved a goal, man. That really, really deserved a goal. Alright, we've got to be careful. Make sure that we're marking Erling again. Should be able to step it. I don't know how we've not won the ball back there. Okay, we take it. What can we do? Work the ball out wide. Get right and running. Beautiful. Now we're looking for that cut back towards Messi. Tomori's done really well. And we'll see what we can do from our corner here. But I'm liking the feel of the game. I can confidently tell you guys now, you know, that this patch has not come in and ruined the game or anything crazy like that. Which is nice, because normally there is quite a drastic change on these early patches. The fact there isn't, I think, is welcome. Because I think for the most part, I mean, let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like most people are enjoying this game in its current state. So we're definitely not in a position right now where we're needing lots of crazy changes or anything like that. Put the ball into Messi. Lauren James. Low driven. Beautiful. Again, you know, that's one that should go in. Stronger foot. In a decent position. Under not much pressure. And it has flown into the back of the net. So we're very, very happy with that. These kickoffs, man, they're something that actually need patching, to be honest with you. The kickoffs on this game, I've never seen anything like it. It is absolutely insane. It is so easy if you know what you're doing to go and score a kickoff, because the defensive AI is just asleep. Like, it's criminal at times. Great first time pass. Low driven again. Try and recycle back to the edge. Quick pass in there. Messi. Beautiful. Low driven again on his weaker foot. Definitely still the go-to way of scoring, it seems. Nice play again. But there, you saw how deep his defensive line dropped. And that is a bit of a problem for me. I think that is something that potentially needs to be looked at. Because, you know, it doesn't actually matter what depth you're running. It just happens constantly. And I'm not a fan of that, you know. If you're using a higher depth or whatever, that should be reflected. Your defence shouldn't just be randomly dropping into their own 6-yard box, you know, when you're under pressure. It just shouldn't be a thing, in my opinion. Use that second man press here. Ooh, it's a risky offside trap. Stay on him with that second man press. Good save from the keeper. I actually moved him there just in time as well. I think that may have gone in without the keeper movement. He's going to whip this in. Can we win the header? No, we can't. And that is a disgrace. Let me tell you that. These corner, like, weird routines and stuff, it's just so RNG. Like, you saw the state of that goal there. Stuff like that just shouldn't be in the game, man. Like, no one wants to be conceding a goal like that. There's nothing we could have done. Literally nothing. Just RNG, like he's won the header, and yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful composure. Didn't use the low driven there. We used a normal shot because I was just a little bit scared. Step in, make the tackle. And from this point, like, we should go on to win the game. The game feels fine. Very similar to what it was before, which is not normally what they do. It's normally a drastic change. but I'm happy with it. The patch feels fine. You quite often find as well that after these patches, like the game just feels more like slow and delayed. You know, as if they're putting like layers of coding on top of each other. And at least for now, it doesn't feel that way. So, you know, like I say, I'm happy with it. What a tackle from Rudiger, by the way. That is crazy. Got to make sure that we're marking Erling in behind. We do have Pacho and Marquinhos, who are two absolute beasts. Nice. Precision pass to get out of trouble. First time from Messi. We'll play it back to him. Unlucky. I just need to keep the ball the next time we get it now. We should be absolutely chilling. He's going to find Leao, isn't he? We've got to mark Erling on the inside. Beautiful. Good defending. Really good performance, to be fair. Because, like I say, this level is no joke at the minute. I'll tell you that. It is very, very difficult, in fact. Great ball. Low driven. I feel like it goes in before. I really do. They've definitely made them a little bit more inconsistent, which, like I say, I don't like it. I don't like inconsistency. I like knowing that if I get in a certain position, it's a goal, and I think that's the way it should be. So there's less RNG. But overall, it's definitely not a bad patch. I've not felt too much difference, which is all I was hoping for, really. But if you guys enjoyed, please do leave a like. I would appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one, and peace.